Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm finally getting around to a project I have been putting off for months. It just fell just really low on the priority list, but I'm doing it. Putting a backup camera on the Coachmen. And I'll tell you what, I noticed right away, it's a lot nicer camera than the one I put on the Bounder. We'll just climb up here a second, and I will say it's a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier than the one I put on the Bounder, but it has these weird lights on it, or sensors, I guess, for better nighttime viewing. But it's just definitely a bigger, sturdier camera. I went ahead and wired it up. I know typically the installation instructions say to wire it to your reverse light, so when you put it in reverse, your backup camera comes on. But I didn't want a bunch of wires and stuff hanging down the side of the RV, or drilling through and trying to run them into the inside. So I chose to just wire it to one of these marker lights. So yeah, so to put on my backup camera, I got put my light bulb halfway on, and that's what works for me. All right. We'll get back into maybe a couple things about this here, but I'll go back up front here to the display. Now, as backup cameras go, I'm not one to get overly reliant on a backup camera. I will still primarily always use my eyeing up a spot as I'm kind of pulling in, and using mirrors and head checks, and I've always been a really good backer-upper. Okay, but there are times when a backup camera definitely comes in handy, and that's usually when distance is related. Not so much, I can look to my left and to my, I can eye it up and back up really good. I've backed up big vehicles and travel trailers and boat trailers and the Bounder. I've always been good at it, but the deal is, it's hard. No matter how good you are at looking at directional, it's when you're backing in, getting close to something, whether you're still a couple feet away or you're just inches away, or it's that distance thing, is where they really come in handy. Bella, are you gonna let me in? I need to get in. Can I get in? Come on, move. It did come really well packed up in this box, and it's a good thing, because I've been throwing this thing around and moving it and out of my way, and that's the other thing. I wanted to get to this project too, just so I didn't have to keep hauling this box around everywhere. And there has been a couple of times where I really could have used that installed. So today's the final day. Today is finally the day that I'm getting this thing together. So we'll check this out. All right, so here's the monitor part, and there's some things about this I didn't realize when it was sent to me. This is a review video. This company did send this to me. The one on the Bounder I did buy, and my only concern was buying a good enough quality one that had the range. Some of them don't have a very long range for longer vehicles, like a 20-foot. Well, the Bounder was 34-foot, so I had to bump it up a couple of notches to find one that had a longer range. I will look at the range of this one here in a moment when we get into the specs a little bit. But this is a much nicer 7-inch screen, and I just have it sitting up here for now. I'm just kind of debating on where I want to mount it. I don't really want it there on top of the dashboard. I don't like anything in my view, even that little dash cam. I'm not crazy about it, but I like to have dash cam videos, so I don't mind. It's pretty small there, but I just don't want things so the options are, this is adhesive and multi-directional on the back, so there are some options with that particular mount. But what this has, the other one didn't come with, was one of these types of mounts. So down here on this floor, or on the engine cover, I could mount this like this, and that's one option. And then put this down here, kind of tilt it back towards me or something. But because I don't mind looking down, by the time I'm ready to use it, I'll already be parked, pretty much, and just be looking at them last couple of feet. So, and I'll probably have to come to a stop and look down at this thing and kind of inch back that last little bit. That's probably all the more I'll probably use this. But what I'll probably do is take this mount, and I might mount it, I would like a little bit higher. I might mount it up underneath here. And then that's not too bad. I can pivot a little bit and then tilt it up. Yeah, it's all adjustable and everything. So I don't have my mind made up yet, but I am glad it came with this bracket. That one on the bounder did come with, you know, this adhesive bracket, and I stuck it. And I don't know. I'm not gonna have my mind made up. Over here might not be too bad. That is where I put it on the bounder. We'll see. I'm undecided on the final mounting location right now, but let's I'm gonna turn this thing on. And I found while I'm up here working, I finally addressed some of this. I looked at some of this rickety stuff that was going on. I found out what was going on. I'll get back to this later too. I don't know what happened that it got broke to begin with, and why they put a replacement in, and it's also broke. But the controls in the back here, things do work. It's just this unit I got to replace. We'll get to a salvage yard. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna turn my lights on just for the marker lights to come on. And oops, that's too far. There we go. So there should be power to the camera. Let's turn this unit on. Oh, oops, I gotta turn this button down here on. So turn that on. Comes with, of course, comes with the cords and everything. Okay, there it is. Now, something else the other camera didn't have too is you can set up to 4 cameras on this. Yeah, there's a Bacatarian Scotch rig. So it has some interesting things in here. We can bring the menu up. It does have volume, which I have muted right now. And I can turn the volume on, and I can turn the volume up and down. So I don't know, maybe I'd be at a location, say a parking lot, or for some reason I wanted to record something. There's a place for an SD card. So, and in the menu, oops, I'll bring the menu back up. It timed out. And I can scroll down to here and turn record on. So it'll record both video and audio. So that was an interesting feature. So that's kind of self-explanatory. The volume mute, you know, on, volume up and down. There's picture adjust. You can, you know, brighten it or oops. Let me get something done here so it quits timing out. Camera mode or Q mode. I think it's just a toggle between cameras. I missed one. Mirror. Now that's interesting. Mirror, if you want to make it left or right, okay, we can flip it so it's a mirror image, which that doesn't work for me. I need the driver's side to be on the driver's side. Yeah, the letters are right, but when I'm backing up using mirrors, and then look at this, it just, like muscle memory from using mirrors for so long, as soon as I start backing up like that, I know from the one on the bounder, it's all backwards. So I need to have it, oops, so I should have already mounted this thing. Oops, volume. Okay, let's go back to menu. Over picture, mirror. Let's go back to that. Okay. So, and also if I wanted to mount this thing upside down, say I wanted to put that bracket up under something and have the camera hanging upside down, you can use the other mirror feature too. Menu, mirror. Okay, we could do this. We could go again left to right, or upside down, or the mirrored upside down, or back right side up, or the other right side up. Yeah, and this is how I need it. This is how, yeah, this is why I need it. Okay, so we can go back to menu here. What else does it have? I think you can toggle between, like if you have multiple cameras, you can do up to 4 cameras. So different arrangements, how you would want those 4 cameras. Oops, I gotta, let's see if I can be quicker at this. Okay. Oops, menu, come on fingers. You know how it is going through menus. All right, the bottom are different arrangements for 4 cameras, or different, however you want, 3 cameras, or how you want 2 cameras set up, or back to, but I just have the 1 camera. You know, for security, I could just have this thing on and recording, and you know, put one somewhere on the side pointing that way, and maybe one out towards the front, one out toward, you know, I could have different views if I wanted. So but I don't. I just have the one camera. That's all I need. So I could kind of use this as a security system in a way, but I'm not going to. There's some general settings. Auto scan, I believe that's if we wired up some other cameras and got them powered up, we could auto scan it to pick them up and get them to start receiving. You can turn on a parking, what is it? On, oops, okay. Let's see, adjust, on, okay. Wait a minute, how do I make this work? Okay, here we go. I forgot how to do it. And you know, initially, once you get your camera mounted, you can adjust these, you know, right or left. You know, if you're gonna get your camera mounted, go out and back and kind of go out and look out back and physically look where your stuff is at. You can adjust these lines to how you mounted your camera, both left and right, and up and down. So yeah, it's got some kind of nice features. So we're gonna say okay. I'll adjust that later. Actually, probably not gonna use that. I would be okay with that being off. Okay, menu. Yeah, I don't think I'm really gonna use that. Like I said, I rely on my mirrors primarily, and always will. Record. That's record mode. We could turn that I could throw an SD card in up here, and if I feel the need, I want to record whatever's going on out back. Yeah, I could do it. Turn the volume on, and where's our... Oh, and then there's a playback mode here too. So if we record this out, we could play that back. And pairing. That might be, I guess, I don't know if pairing or the auto scan. Anyway, you get the idea. It's you know, probably if I got additional cameras, I might have to set that up and you know, to pair the new cameras if I were to add them on. The auto scanning, I'm not sure exactly without really deciphering the entire instructions, which I don't care to do. I have it figured out good enough for my needs. But you get the idea. It's got a lot of features. It's really cool. And that screen is 720p. So that's pretty good quality. That's excellent quality for a small screen, or you know, like a tablet size or whatever. And that's even pretty fair quality even for like a laptop size screen, and not bad even on a freaking TV. Oh, I almost what else we got going on here? I don't know. I want to get this thing mounted, and it's gonna be so nice to be able to judge, you know, that I need to turn my camera downward just a little bit further. I think I can just see, actually that's the shadow of my ladder rack. I need to go just a little bit further that I can see the edge of my bike rack back there. So, and you can see, and you can turn it up, and really even in the distance, you know, this camera's not doing it justice, but to the eye, in person, that actually looks pretty sharp. I don't think this camera is picking up. Sometimes recording a camera is, you know, something's lost there. That's actually quite a good picture. I forget what the distance rating is, even at nighttime, with those extra sensors on the back camera back there. So even at nighttime viewing, you can see what's going on, you know, for a decent distance. I don't know if we're gonna be able to review that particular feature in this video. We might do a quick follow-up coming up. Maybe I'll do that tonight, or as soon as I move the RV, we'll probably check that out, which will be in a couple of days. That's kind of hard to do when I'm parked where I am with Terry and Scott's fifth wheel behind me. But this is no doubt a much better quality camera than that one I found and put on the Bounder. I like it. I like it. Oh, the other thing I found in the box too was there's like this bracket, and I think that is for, you can put this on. You can put this on as, it's like a screen. It's like a it's like kind of the camera has a little one too, but the camera and the screen, it's like there's a little shroud on over top on the of it just to keep kind of knock glare down, you know, direct sunlight and glare onto the devices. So I need to snap that on the front of it also. But you know, between the extra mounting bracket, these little shades, I'll call them, for both devices, the quality of that back camera, the quality of that one, and the features, this is a pretty nice unit. Yeah, and it was packed really nice in this box. I you know, came with all the necessary cables. I have some things here that I'm not even going to I don't need, and I'm sure if you got, there was a splitter here, I guess, came with, if you wanted to put it right off the bat, get a second camera, 2 to 1. But I'm sure for each additional camera you bought, it probably came with a set of those, at least the main pigtail to be able to wire it into whatever 12-volt source you needed to. But this is a Haloview. This particular model is a M7108. Yeah, it's a 720p 7-inch screen. It's pretty nice. Yeah, and the camera out back is wireless as far as the communications go, so I wouldn't have to run a cable the whole way through the RV for the communications. That part is wireless, but the part that's wired is the 12-volt source. So you do need the wire to power it, but you don't need that long communications thing that come the whole way up here. There was a figure on the specifications on here that I thought, well, that can't be right. So I had to go to their website just to verify. And I did peek in here a little bit. I really looked on the box and I'm like, that just doesn't see. I thought it was the distance in which the camera, what they estimated, how far out the viewing was good. They listed 984 feet. I thought, well, maybe after that it just kind of isn't very good. What that number means is that's the, excuse that fan running. They are claiming that's the distance between the receiver here at the monitor and where the camera could be mounted. That's at 984 feet away. I mean, I noticed the antennas on these are healthier than that system I put on the Bounder. But 984, that's a long way. So, yeah, you could maybe have it on your, you could use it like for security. You could have maybe one on your RV and one on, maybe on the garage on your house or your, I don't know. You could mount it, you could take a camera and one of these portable 12-volt battery things and tuck that and hide it away somewhere. Even if you know, I mean, temporarily, if you were staying at a site, or heck, you could, with the night, the quality night vision, you could set it up as a trail cam even. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to get a spare camera. I'm gonna have to get a second camera just to play around with. That could be interesting. But that is a long broadcast distance. That's quite long. Oh, and they do show, I think they do show some different connection methods similar to what I speak of. That you don't have to have everything wired to your vehicle. As long as it has a 12-volt source, it could be in a different vehicle. As long as it's not 984 feet away, maybe in your second car. Yeah. All right. So, and the other thing that's probably worth mentioning is too, a lot of these details are just you know, stats that don't mean a lot to most of us anyway. The other one is that it's one of them screens where, you know, you don't have to be looking straight at. You know, some of the cheap screens, if you move over a little bit, you can't see them very well. No, it's I forget what they call those, but it's it has a very wide, you know, the thing could be over here and turned half sideways, and I could still see a clear picture on that. So it is a quality monitor, receiver and monitor. I don't know if there's anything else here that I really want to mention either. I think I'll take a peek at that email they sent me a while back, make sure there's any other points they wanted me to mention. I think that about does it. I can't seem to find the original emails, and only one recent one, like, what's been taking you so long? So I hope I covered everything satisfactorily. The one other feature is that camera is auto dimming, so didn't forget to mention that. You know, gets too real bright out, it adjusts accordingly. Gets dark out, them sensors come into play, and it sees better at night. It's all auto adjusting, so Yeah, I don't know what else to cover in that, so we'll just wrap this up. We might get into, I found some goofy things wrong with the going on up here in the front. I started to point out, but I think we'll get to that later. It seems things work, but they just don't work as they seem, or as they should. Some interesting prior repairs were attempted there anyway. Kudos to people trying to be do-it-yourselfers, but I think they missed I don't think we had the final results they were seeking. Yeah, there's more needs done there. So we'll get into some of that, some other things going on with the Coachmen and where we're at as far as weather and traveling. And it's starting to close. It's starting to get cool here too. We're still having some really nice days, but nights are starting to drop down. Kind of counting the days before we'll be moving to the south from here and on to other things. I might have a scenic route planned. I don't know where everybody else is going to go. We'll probably end up meeting in the same area, I'm sure of that. But some of us are probably going to be taking different routes, getting there, and then meeting up later. I think I'm getting my route planned. It's going to be a new route that I've never been before. It's supposed to be beautiful and historic and all that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. So anyway, we're going to finish enjoying our time here for a short while yet, and then we'll get on with that and see where we end up at later. Yeah. All right. As always, I'll put the video link or the product link down the bottom of the video, and yeah, have a look at these. They're pretty dang nice. And for, like I say, this is kind of upper end. It's definitely upper end from what I bought before, and you know, with quality goes price, but it certainly seems. I really like this system, and it's not that much more. It's definitely a better system. So have a look at that. Link in the video description. I'll see you next time.